Hold on. I need to bring the... I didn't put the fish phone in here. Fish phone! Banana phone. It's another Warrior Cat stream! Hi, Lambriel! I stream... I read Warriors every Wednesday. For Warrior Cat Wednesday. Can somebody fish, please? I need to see where it is. Haha, wait! It's enough for Warrior Cat stream. Yeah! It's funny because there's this big... Oh, thank you! There's this big, I'll put him here. This comic book, I think it's the one something. He does comics and drawings and stuff, and he's been doing a Warrior Cat Wednesday for a couple weeks. Where he draws warrior cats. I retweeted it on my Twitter. It's really fun, but warrior cats they're taking over a little bit. Oh wait, beyond the table. Odds out, yeah! Oh my god, Ven, did you see the thing? Is it my birthday today? No. I like old games too. In the new comic? In the comic that's coming out? For Warrior Cats? Yes! Guys, they made the biggest gay ship canon in the new comic. You did? Oh my god. I missed it. Gay cats! So there's this really big part of in the first series, Firepaw helps his friend run away because one of the other cats is trying to kill him because he saw too much. Basically, Ravenpaw saw another cat kill another cat, and he was he was like, I'm gonna get you out of here. I'm gonna get you out of here. So we let him. They brought Ravenpaw to a barn where this other cat lived, and everybody has always shipped them together, Ravenpaw and Barley. And it's never like, obviously they stopped writing them in the second series, I guess. So we don't know where they are, but they finally confirmed it. Or they made it canon. Jake out loud? Jake! Barley is not an old cat like I originally thought. You thought he was old? Till baby is here? Is Abby pregnant? Is this how you're telling me that Abby is pregnant? Is that... What? Wait, really? Really? Yo, congratulations! What the heck? Naming them Nono too? Aww. Oh my god, that's so exciting. Crazy. I was here for your wedding, and now I'm here for your firstborn. Wow. Warrior Cats being pregnant? Well, the Warrior Cats do get pregnant, and they do have babies. Genuinely, congrats! Yeah! I'm no bear. Farts aren't Markipliers. I like how it's announced on... If you look on the screen, it's all in, like, cat language, too. Genuinely, congrats! Yeah, that's true, nya. Warrior Cats being, nya, pregnant, nya. I don't know anything about Markiplier. Or Marker Pliers. Don't make me slap you. Oh no, this is with this particular chat is with let me find it for you. He's the guy that said that? Wow. Actually, didn't know that. Multi-chat overlay. Here you go. It has an option at the bottom where you can make it kitty talk.
It's a great day. Good news and warrior cats hooray.
Wow, beautiful. I really like Song Attack too. It's really fun. It's like TTS, but songs. I'm so happy for you, though. That's so exciting. Save your money. Don't buy any more anime things. You're gonna have to buy baby clothes and diapers. I'm happy! Congrats! I know all your funds are gonna go into baby funds now. Your gotcha budget. Now it's baby gotcha budget. Not baby gotcha. Abby, you should put on your throne, you should put baby clothes. Baby clothes are the cutest thing in the whole world. Did you like literally just find out today? Have you been trying? Have you been wanting a kid? Was it a surprise? I need to know the details. Also, I have chicken in my mouth, sorry. Vox, it's a extension. It's called Viewer Attack Extension. You have to pay to use it, unfortunately. I have to know the details. Just found out a little earlier this week. I was trying, but also not trying. Yeah. It's like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, well, I'll be sad, but if it happens, it happens. Noelle! Noelle is a very, very pretty game. And if you don't want to say like, hey, it's named after a VTuber, you could say it's named after the Deltarune character. I think that's valid. I don't know which one's better. Or worse. Hi, Reb! You have a random idea for a reward. Blue screen, it makes the TV come down and has a blue screen. I like that idea, actually. You could, like, blue screen it, and then all of a sudden I go blue screen. Well, the name was in your back pocket for a few years. Nice! Yeah, you could also not say it was from me. It could just be like a happenstance. Like, it doesn't have to be named after me. It could be like, Noelle's a pretty name. Woo! If it's twins, though, you can have Nono and Noelle. Dante and Virgil? You go blue screen? I can make a toggle that will make me go blue screen. Ashley and Andrew. Is that a reference to something? What if they're two girls? They're gonna grow up watching. My family-friendly rating will come back. Two girls, Fua and Malcolm! Can you imagine being called Fua, though? Fish! Phil! You missed the great announcement! Did you hear? Abby's with child. For real. There's a baby in the oven. It's cooking. It's bacon. It's cooking? Bacon? No. Yeah! Yippee! With child. I love saying with child. I always say with child. When someone has a baby on the way, I say, "Oh my god, you're with child." Because they are! You are with child. It's there. I hope you have a healthy and happy with child carrying child months ahead of you. Maggie, you have to take care of her very well. Give her feet rubs. I hear that later on you can like have her like bend over and then like support the belly because the belly is so heavy, and then you should just do that all the time. Thank you for the kwasa! Oh my god! Did you see that? The bits made it start raining in the game. What?
Three years old baby in the oven cooking so well. Nancy and Nono Noelle's the best place to be. They'll be named after the funniest clown you'll see.
Like a random. Is that song on all platforms now? You just type the lyrics? Wait, you don't even pick what the melody is? It's significantly louder than me? Good, it deserves it. I'll put it down a little bit then. You have another idea? The green square metric thing. I've never watched the metrics, actually. Let's see. Also make sure to always support the baby's neck. True. Hi, Sky. Once I did... What happens if the rain meter hits 1K on the fish game? I have absolutely no idea. Genuinely no idea. Because I didn't even know it existed. Where's the... Can I? That's 5 pouches of baby food for $10. Where's my alerts? Viewer attack, apps, and widgets. There it is. I found it. Put it over here. Oh, what happened? It disappeared. Where'd it go? Oh, no, it's back. It's raining. Oh, he's in the water. Oh, I bet it. Gotta get the baby a feature promo, like that mama and baby one. I think it means you have higher chance of getting good fish now. And he swims. I see. Well, now you have to utilize it. You gotta fish a lot now. Popcorn, it puts a bucket of popcorn next to your avatar. I do like that idea. I think if I ever get like one of those like counting things, like it counts bits and stuff, it would be like a popcorn bucket and then popcorn would fall into it. Oh my god, he's going crazy. Oh, they're all enormous! Look at that turtle! Catch a fish, catch a fish, catch a fish. Well, today's been a wonderful day. An enormous blobfish! Abby's with child. I found out that my tomato plant has several tomatoes growing. Not just one, but 2, and 3, and maybe even 4. Oh, tiny tadpole. Tomato plant is also with child. With children. I don't know where I'm getting these ideas from. I think it's good. It's good to brainstorm your ideas. Get them out there. It's good for you. And it's good for everybody else around because they can get inspiration off of it. A pencil fish, huh? When I was in high school, I took an extra class just so I could have that baby. Like, you know, like the baby you can have in home ec where you take care of it for a week. And then you have to like write a report on how everybody treated you. That was good stuff. I did an entire extra class just for that. Just so... What the heck? He has mittens on. All fish will feed the child. True. Give him lots of fish. It's good. What's the word? The oil. Salmon oil? Yeah, the baby had like that neck thing that Aldo was talking about. If you dropped its head back, you didn't support its head, it would categorize it in its report. It has a special report. It was so advanced. My baby was named Elizabeth. And I had doll clothes from when I was a baby, and I decorated her with it. Pufferfish! Okay, I'm almost done my meal. An enormous canned sardine! Wow. Apparently there's a whale, and the whale is humongous, but there's an enormous whale, and even that's bigger. Alright. You got a catfish! Oh, it's so cute. Oh, it's very rare. Nice. Whale, whale, whale. What do we have here? A whale. Cat. Meow. He's here for cat day. Oh yeah, I forgot to get rid of that. A seahorse! You have some berries in your garden. I think it's raspberries, but I always get confused with the English names. What does it look like? Describe what it looks like, and then I'll tell you what it is. What color is it? Red? Does it have... Yeah, bluppy. That's a good word. Hollow, squishy. I think that's a raspberry, yeah. That sounds like a raspberry. Ooh, look, you got a lot of them. I don't know how many fish there are. Garbage. Raspberries ain't even berries. Did I tell you guys about strawberries? I found out that what we think of the strawberry isn't the strawberry. What do you mean? Raspberries are hollow. There's like a hole in them. But yeah, the strawberries, the part that we think is the fruit is like padding for the actual fruit. And the actual fruit is this quote unquote seeds that you see around the strawberry. That's the fruit, part of the fruit. And then the part that we eat is just the weird flesh protecting the fruit. Did you know that? Bet you didn't. I found that out on Reddit. So it could be a lie. Bananas are berries and strawberries are a fruit. Yeah, because they're not berries, because they don't have seeds. The seeds is the fruit. Crazy, huh? Can't get into another argument on Twitch this week. What was the first argument? Peanuts aren't nuts. What's a peanut then? Math is yellow. Math is green. Or red, depends. Math is blue? No way. Math is not blue. Math is not blue. Okay. Why is everyone say? Science stuff is green. Okay, that's true. Science stuff is green. You're right. You know what? You're right. Science is green. I don't think I had as many colors as you guys had. I think math is red, though. Perception and subjective character experiences. I don't actually remember. I always think math is red, personally. I don't remember what it was. I'm just going off vibes right now. Like, my memory vibes. How did you learn what each color was called? I don't know. A baby? A book? You're red-green colorblind, so don't listen to... Blackberry is non-existent. I think... I don't think they told us. I think maybe in elementary school. Yellow was English, though. I think I remember. Oh my gosh, hi! Hi, Star! Star. Watashi wa Star. Geography is green. You love Warrior Cats? Heck yeah! How much did you read? We haven't gotten to the reading portion of the stream yet. We got too excited about other things. Do you think I should have a Warrior Cats channel? Heck yeah, do it! Follow your dreams. Read Warrior Cats. Make Warrior Cat AMVs. Learn about Warrior Cats. Talk about Warrior Cats. The first cat show was in 1871 at the Crystal Palace in London. What's a cat show? You need to watch a video for the plot of the series? You should. I should make one. I think a cat show is when you show the cat. I love the cat tab. Me too. Alright, can't stay long. I'm having frustrating. Ooh, if you have any questions, Aldo, let me know. I rig. I am a rigger. I rigged myself. My movement. So let me know if you have any questions. Girly, I just made edits of it. I made edits of it too. Like back in the day, like, you know, like finding like art off of DeviantArt and then making like Ash for Mr. Brightside. What's your guys' favorite animal? My favorite animal is an elephant. Cats should not be fed tuna exclusively as it lacks taurine, an essential nutrient required for good feline health. Make sure you have the proper pet supplies to keep your cat happy and healthy. That's a good fact. I read up to a dangerous path. I need to get to Darkest Hour. Oh, you have to. You gotta keep reading. You gotta keep going. Oh, the water bears? Aren't they like called something? Oh, you're not spamming. Don't worry about it. You are good as gold. Well, I had the stupid idea to give my model an animation, a rising smoke effect with his hair. I can get it to working in Live 2D. Oh, usually with animations... Wait, have you gotten like a toggle for it specifically? I think usually animations need a toggle for it, but I'm not quite sure. You did ask me the one question I have not dabbled in, which is animation. The one thing I haven't poked around with is animation. Do spiders count as animals? Kumo? What's a kumo? Okay, what should my warrior cat's OC be named? It's gonna be a gray cat tabby short hair. Well, you have what kind of personality does your OC have? It really is linked to their personality and how they act and stuff. Also the clan, you're right. What clan are they in? A cobra? Aww. Would you ever have a pet snake? Anolis lividus? What's an Anolis lividus? It's not that. I can get the animation working smoothly, but there's always at least a single frame of the image. Oh, weird. Single frame of the image. So it's not looping properly? Weird. Suspicious. Hi, Catty! I've tried several methods of masking it and messing with the opacity, but it's been all dead ends. Rats. What's your favorite Sonic character? Based on absolutely nothing, Cream. If Silver were here, he would tell you his favorite character is Silver. Good luck, Aldo, though. Godspeed. I wish you luck on your live 2D journeys. Yours is Cream too? Heck yeah. Hi, Teddy. Well, based off me, like kind of shy, awkward, friendly, agile, and fast, and definitely River Clan. Ooh. I've been good at hunting fish. Ooh, that's interesting. Something river-like then. Thank you, Aldo. Good luck again. All right, let's consult. Let's consult my naming. My naming workshop. I'm even making my own Warrior Cats inspired series called Whiskers of Destiny. That's a really good. Rippledew? That is a good name, actually. Rippledew. Without a shadow of the doubt. Silver or Shadow? DLC Minibox Minecraft Dungeons. Whoa. Furry Cat fanfiction contest when? I would win, you guys. I would win that. Let's see. Slick. Pretty. River Clan. Dew Whisker, also good. You'd win? No way. You don't even know the proper terminology. Huh. Huh. Just summon all your clan name rosters that you made. I can't. I already have some characters, but I should probably edit my account to warriors while we're chat. Oh! Look at how big it is. Hi, Candle! Alright. I'm consulting. Ooh. I really like Bright as a name. Like Bright. Bright. Watching. Bright or... How's this so big? It's been advanced. Meow meow. Koi? Koi could be a good river clan. Like a... I'm workshopping the first part of it. Maybe Swan. Swan would be so pretty though. Swan Storm, Swan Dew, Swan River Ripple, Swan Ripple, Swan Song. Swan Song is nice. Swan Lake. Ahoy! Ahoy! Swan Splash. Silver Swan. Swan Rain? Rain Swan? Rain Song? That sounds like an actual... Rain Song sounds like an actual warrior cat name. I think there's probably one called Rain Song. Let's go! Chaos Control. Swan Drizzle. That, my brain almost read that as Snickle Frizzle. Drizzle. Drizzle. Fizzle! Wet. Stream? Swan Star? Then they'd be a leader. Swan... Swift. Sweet. Alright, I think we got Star, we got you a good, one of these probably will fit, probably. Fizzles, wet! Alright, let's start reading. It's been almost an hour, you goofballs. Hi, Nicole, welcome in. It's almost been an hour. Alright. Previously, 1 year later. Okay, so what we're supposed to be doing is reading Warrior Cat. So, for those of you who are new or are just hanging out today, Warrior Cat, we're on book 3? Book 3, the book 3 of the the 6th series. I'm new. What's a cat? A little meow meow. The 3rd book of the 6th series. That's the one we're on. It's the first battle. And previously in the book, we're on chapter 5 right now. So previously on Warrior Cat Wednesday, Thunder came home. By the end of this year, there's going to be 105 books. I'm going to get a spoiler. Oh, don't worry. Actually, Dawn of the Clans is totally separate from the main series. So, this is like, Dawn of the Clans is, it's set before the clans were created. Yeah, 105 by the end of this year. Yeah, I think the video you watched was very thorough. When did you watch it? Random questions for a book after Warrior Cat. Ooh, what book? So Thunder came back to the camp on the moorland. A lot of the guys on the moor pack, they aren't too happy that Thunder came back, which is dumb because they're totally fine with Frost being welcomed in. So that's weird. Thunder really doesn't like that they're training to fight because he's hopeful that Greywing will be able to talk to Clear Sky, who is running another pack of cats in the forest. And he is much more strict and mean and awful. So he's training, he's like, kind of like, he's expanding his territory a lot. And so the moorland cats are kind of worried. They're like, oh no, what if we start fighting? We need to be training ourselves. So they've been training. Thunder is like, no, I don't like that you guys are training. That means that you guys don't think that we can talk it out. And they're like, well, it's just in case. And he's like, but it shouldn't have to be just in case. So he's like, he's not happy about it. But yeah, they're preparing for the, like the title says, the first battle. And well, yeah, that's kind of what's been going on. They welcomed Windrunner and Gorsefur into the pack. So they're like officially in. They're gonna send a patrol to go talk to Clear Sky to try and convince him to, you know, like maybe we can have borders and we can respect them, and then there won't be fighting and weird tensions and stuff. So they're gonna send a patrol to go do that. We also are seeing from Clear Sky's POV, which is interesting because he's like weird. Some weird. So you'll be reading these forever if I'm hearing this right. Yeah, probably. After Warrior Cat Wednesday, see you in 5 years. Okay. That's basically what's been happening, I think. I don't think there's anything else, really. We are starting in Clear Sky's POV, which is exciting. Chapter 5. As usual, the book is named Toilet Bound Hanakokan. We are in chapter 5, and like always, I haven't read for a week, so I might start off being a little bumpy wumpy and stumbling over my words, but hopefully I'll warm up. I won't be able to reply to chat while I'm reading unless I stop to make a comment on something that happened. Then I'll probably read chat while I make a comment. And then yeah. That's what'll be going on. Feel free, if you're on Twitch, you can catch some fish. Play the little mini game there. Have a good time. You got a huge plastic bag. Yay! Okay. Chapter 5. Hurry up, Alder. I already messed up. Hurry up, Alder! Clear Sky pounded down the slope. He leaped the ditch at the bottom and, landing smoothly, glanced over his shoulder. Birch was galloping towards him, his small paws sending leaf litter flying. Alder raced behind, half running, half slithering down the slope, no bigger than a baby rabbit. She looked more like prey than a hunter. She has to grow up sometime. Clear Sky pushed on, climbing the rise beyond, pleasure pulsing beneath his fur. Petal had begged him not to take the kits out to train. Worry worm. He had told her that, in the mountains, kits were fighting snowstorms by the time they were 2 moons old. He couldn't let the forest make his cat soft. Birch, help! A small thud made Clear Sky turn. Alder had disappeared. Birch was leaning into the ditch, tugging something. With a grunt, he heaved his litter mate out by her scruff and let go. Are you okay? Alder scrambled to her paws and shook out her short, fluffy fur. I'm fine. Hurry up, you two! Clear Sky rolled his eyes. Were they going to fall into every ditch between here and the big beech tree? Can we go slower? Birch called up the slope. Is that possible? Slow cats get caught, Clear Sky called back. He wasn't going to indulge them. They'd have to toughen up. He turned and ran. He was hardly out of breath by the time he reached the big beech. It towered above the other trees in this part of the forest. He stopped at its thick roots and waited for the kits to catch up. Above him, birds twittered in the bright green canopy. Beyond, sunlight glimmered. Clear Sky pricked his ears impatiently. At last he heard the small paw steps thrumming over the dry earth. A moment later, Birch and Alder hurled from a clump of ferns and began scrambling up the slope towards him. Their pelts were slick against their bodies, scraped flat by ferns and brambles, their ears pressed to their heads. We made it! Birch stumbled, puffing, to a halt in front of Clear Sky. Alder stopped a tail length behind, her flanks heaving. You took your time. We couldn't run any faster, Alder panted. Our legs aren't as long as yours, Birch pointed out. But you're not carrying much weight, Clear Sky countered. This dude is arguing with a bunch of babies. What is his issue? He patted around the kits as they struggled to get their breath back. Not yet, anyway. Was he being too hard on them? If you keep training, one day you might be as strong as me. Or stronger. Birch stared at him, eyes bright. Clear Sky grunted. I doubt it. He stopped and lifted his gaze. The warm season had wrapped the forest in a green haze. He flicked Birch's spine with his tail tip. Wait here. By himself? Alder nosed past her brother. Of course. Clear Sky thrust his muzzle close to hers, stifling a purr of amusement as she leaped back in surprise. You're coming with me. We're going to play hide and seek. Alder blinked. Hide and seek? Birch frowned. I thought you were going to teach us fighting skills. You think seeking isn't a fighting skill? Clear Sky dropped his mew to a whisper. One day your enemies will hide when they hear you coming. You'll need to know how to find them. Alder's eyes grew round. Are we going to hide while Birch waits here? You're a smart young kid. Clear Sky lifted his nose to point at the sun where it dazzled through the branches. Birch? With a jerk of his muzzle, he motioned the young Tom Kit to follow his gaze. When the sun has lifted to the next branch, come and look for us. Birch drew himself up. Okay. Come on, Alder. Clear Sky bounded down the slope. Let's find somewhere he'll never think of looking. Do you already know somewhere? Her paws pattered over the leaves. Hush, we mustn't give him clues. He slowed his pace. She'd need some energy left for the next part of the training session. He crossed a dry stream bed, followed by a swath of brambles, and headed into a dip crowded with ferns. Climbing out on the other side, he zigzagged among the trees until he reached a ridge. A clearing lay beyond. He'd picked it out the day before for training. The ground was clear. The slender beech trees that encircled it were widely spaced. There's nowhere to hide! Alder caught up to him and stared around at the bare clearing. Why didn't we stop in the ferns? Pick a tree and crouch behind it, Clear Sky ordered. When Birch comes, you'll need space to attack him. Alder blinked at him. Attack him? I thought we were playing hide and seek. We're training, remember? Why is she arguing? I won't do it. Alder dug her paws into the crumbly earth. You didn't warn Birch. He needs to learn, Clear Sky snapped, swallowing back an angry hiss. It's not fair. Alder stared with round eyes. He won't be ready for it. Was she trembling? It feels wrong. She's brave. He couldn't help feeling a prick of admiration for the kid. It took courage to argue with her leader. But she had a lot of growing up to do. I know your instincts tell you that cats stalk their enemies, that they don't hide and jump out at them. But times are changing. We must learn to outgrow instincts that don't help us anymore. He patted around her. In battles, it won't always be the strongest cat with the sharpest claws who survive. Alder glanced down at her small paws. Clear Sky went on. The smartest cats will be the fastest movers, will have the best chance at victory. Your instincts might tell you that these tactics aren't honorable. But if there's one thing I've learned since I came down from the mountains, honor means nothing to the dead. He stopped and leaned closer. We must stay ahead of our enemies. Alder swallowed. Do we have enemies? Clear Sky swished his tail and padded towards a birch tree. Every cat who wants to take prey from our land is an enemy. Learn what I teach you and you'll be safe. He climbed onto a root and sat down. Birch will be on his way soon. You better pick a tree to hide behind. But first, he scanned the forest floor until he spotted a dip in the earth still wet with morning dew. Roll yourself in that mud. He jerked his nose towards it. Alder sniffed. Why? To disguise your scent. Couldn't she guess? Otherwise, Birch will smell you the moment he reaches the clearing. Alder stepped beside the muddy dip and wrinkled her nose. It smells of rotted leaves. Good. Clear Sky idly scraped the strip of bark from the root. Get rolling. Screwing up her eyes, Alder padded into the mud and lay down. She wriggled on her back, flopping from side to side like a stranded fish, then leaped to her paws. I stink! But you've lost your scent, Clear Sky reminded her. Now pick a tree to hide behind. He glanced at the sky. The sun had moved. Would Birch be on his way yet? Training kits was slow work, but it would be worth it. Hurry up! Alder was turning in circles behind a birch stem, her ears flicking. You should be in position by now. Her fur rippled along her mud-slicked spine. She padded uneasily to the next trunk and sniffed the roots, then twisted suddenly and dug her nose into her flank as though she were chasing a flea. What's wrong? Clear Sky bit back anger. Just hide, will you? But my pelt feels weird with all this gunk on it. Clenching his teeth, Clear Sky hopped from the root and padded towards her. Crouch here. He jabbed a claw into the gap between two roots. Stay low so Birch won't see you. Trying to train toddlers. This is so funny. Dude, what do you expect? She squirmed onto her belly between the roots. It still feels wrong, she muttered. He thinks you're playing hide and seek and you want me to attack him. I want to see if you can surprise him. Irritation itched beneath Clear Sky's pelt. I could surprise him without smelling like rotten leaves. She pressed her belly to the floor until she looked like another muddy root sticking up from the earth. If Birch was a real enemy, smelling like rotten leaves might be the best weapon you have. But he's not a real enemy. She sat up straight, destroying her camouflage. Clear Sky stiffened with frustration. Why can't all the cats just be friends? Alder asked. Just because we live in different places doesn't mean we have to fight. Stop arguing! Before he could stop himself, Clear Sky swiped a paw at her. He sheathed his claws a moment before he struck her ear, but she staggered from the fierceness of the blow and tripped over a root. No cat wants to fight, he growled, but we have to survive. It's better to train for a battle that never comes than die in one you aren't prepared for. Rage churned in his belly. All I'm trying to do is make sure you can win if you have to fight. Alder scrambled to her paws and backed away. Her ear twitched from where he'd hit it. Don't look so scared. He hit a child! Clear Sky forced his hackles smooth. He hopped over the root and landed in front of her. She froze like a rabbit and stared up at him, trembling as he touched his muzzle to her head. I'm sorry, okay? But you'll understand when you grow up and have kits of your own to protect. A good leader will do whatever it takes to keep his cats safe. This is the second time he's hit someone and then immediately been like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. Yes, you did! You just hit them! Oh my god, this dude. Nasty man. A very interesting point of view to see in. As he spoke, a dog's bark rang through the trees. Alder ducked out from beneath him, her ears swiveling as the dog barked again. It's coming from the big beach! Her eyes glittered with terror. Birch is still there by himself! She hared away from Clear Sky and hurled herself across the forest floor. Clear Sky pelted after her, showering leaves behind as he pounded through the trees. He pulled past Alder, thundering up the slope as the forest rose ahead. Save him! Alder's squeal rang behind. Through the ferns, past the bramble and over the dry steam bed, Clear Sky ran, ears flattened against the dog's barking. It was frenzied now, as though it had spotted prey. Clear Sky's heart seemed to burst as he pelted on. The ground trembled beneath his paws. A flash of brown fur showed him the slope ahead. The dog! Large and broad-shouldered, it thumped towards the big beach, its teeth glistening as it barked with excitement. Birch! Clear Sky hissed the kit's name. Where was he? The dog was circling the beach now, its wild eyes staring up. It gave a long, full-throated bark that rose into a gleeful howl. Clear Sky slowed, following the dog's excited gaze. Clinging to the trunk, a few tail lengths above the dog's muzzle, was Birch, brown and white pelt bushed, his eyes wide with terror. The kit pressed himself hard against the bark. Clear Sky stopped, his heart lurching as the dog leaped, drool flying as it clamped its teeth shut, a whisker beneath Birch's tail. It'll kill him! Alder's horrified shriek took Clear Sky by surprise. She skidded to a halt at his side. You have to save him! Clear Sky hesitated. He couldn't fight the dog head on. He'd be killed. It was bigger than a badger. As he stared, his mind whirling, a desperate yowl sounded through the trees. Pale fur flashed at the edge of his vision. Petal! The yellow she-cat was racing up the slope. She was headed straight for the dog. She ran harder as she neared it. What is she doing? Clear Sky stared. Is she mad? She'll get herself killed. Dude, where's your sense of bravery? Petal! Alder wailed beside him. Suddenly, Petal veered. She's gonna distract it. Clear Sky understood in a flash that Petal was planning to lead the dog away from Birch. I'm coming! Energy surging, he dived forward. Two cats would be a bit harder to chase. Surging up the slope, he neared the dog as its gaze flicked towards Petal. Delight flared in its eyes, its paws scrambling to find a grip on the leaf-strewn earth as it lunged for her. She swerved, swooping past it like a snow eagle. The dog pelted after her. Clear Sky yowled. The dog slowed, glancing over its shoulder. Confusion shadowed its gaze as it saw him, and then turned back to Petal and pounded on. Clear Sky pushed hard against the forest floor. Petal was streaking ahead, the dog at her tail. But Clear Sky was gaining, chest burning. He fixed his eyes on the dog. Pulling close, he leaped, raking his claws along the dog's flank before landing beside its shoulders without missing a paw step. As the dog stumbled, yelping with pain, he raced past it and caught up with Petal. "This way!" He swerved. Brambles crowded the forest ahead, better for prey than for hunters, and they were the prey now. Petal's paws thrummed beside him. The dog's foul breath washed over them. The brambles loomed closer. Petal glanced at him. "Through or around?" Clear Sky nodded to the fox trail he knew cut through the middle. They could squeeze through it easily. The dog would have to go around. Petal's eyes lit up as she saw the small gap in the prickly branches. Clear Sky slowed to let her dive through first and followed. Thorns scraped his pelt. Tendrils whipped his nose. He pressed on, Petal's tail flicking a muzzle length ahead. Swiveling his ears, he listened for the dog. Big Paws slewed to a halt at the bramble's edge. The dog whined angrily before taking off again. "It's going around," Petal warned. "We'll make it to the other side before it does," Clear Sky promised. "There are 2 legs on the moor side," Petal screeched. "Let's lead it there. They might distract it." "Okay." He burst from the bramble a moment after Petal. They charged between the trees, the dog some way behind. It had been slowed by the detour around the bramble, but it was not giving up easily. Ahead, lights showed as the woods thinned. Another rise as they'd break the cover from the trees. Petal's fur streamed in the wind as she ran. Clear Sky fought for breath, relief surging as they crested the rise and surged down the slope. Bursting from the trees, he saw a small pack of 2 legs. In brightly colored pelts, they moved through the ferns on the moor slope. Oh, they're having a little hike. "Let's get as close to them as we can," Clear Sky yowled. He plunged into the ferns as the dog exploded from the forest behind them. The 2 legs spun, their pink faces reddened with surprise. One began to bellow, another put its paws to its lips and shrilled a piercing alarm call. The dog's head jerked towards the 2 legs. Its ears pricked, surprise lighting its gaze. The 2 leg called louder. With a rush of joy, Clear Sky saw the dog swerve. Paws skidding over the grass, it dived through the ferns and headed for the 2 legs. "Let's get out of here," Petal puffed. She turned and raced back towards the forest. Clear Sky chased after her, relief pulsing so fiercely that he hardly heard the wind in his ears. She didn't stop running until she reached the big beech. Clear Sky stumbled to a halt behind her, heart pounding. "Where are they?" Petal was darting back and forth across the slope, her pelt bristling. "Alder? Birch?" A mournful squeak sounded from above. "Petal!" Clear Sky looked up and saw Birch and Alder huddled in the crook of the lowest branch, eyes wide, trembling. They were pressed together like fledglings. "It's safe to come down," he told them. Petal stopped beside him. "The dog's gone," she called gently. Birch stretched his forepaw down the trunk and, clinging like a squirrel, slithered down head first. Alder lowered herself more gracefully, tail first, still trembling as she reached the ground. "You're safe." Petal licked her roughly while Birch pressed hard against her. "Can we go home now?" Birch begged. Alder shook out her fur. The mud had dried into crumbs and she shuddered as they sprinkled onto the forest floor. "I've had enough of training." "Of course you have." Petal wrapped her tail over the young kit's spine. "Let's get you home for a rest." As she led them down slope towards the camp, one on either side, Clear Sky caught his breath. "You've learned a lot for one day," he called after them. Birch glanced over his shoulder. "We learned how to climb trees." Alda pressed closer against Petal. "We were supposed to be learning how to attack other cats," she told the she-cat shakily. "Really?" Petal slowed and licked some of the mud from Alder's pelt. Alder nodded. "Clear Sky wanted me to jump out at Birch when he came looking for me." Clear Sky caught up to them. "It's important to know how to sneak up on an enemy." Petal glanced at him accusingly. "It might have been better to teach them how to not get snuck up on." She scooped the kits closer with her tail. "They're too young for battle training." Birch pulled away from her, chin high. "I'm not." Clear Sky purred. "Of course you're not." He shook out his pelt, his paws still sparking with exhilaration from the chase. He'd saved the kits and protected his group, just as he had promised he would. Bro, no you didn't. You were about to give up. He was just standing there like, well, I'm gonna die if I try and help him, so nothing I can do. And then when Petal jumped in, he was finally like, yeah, let's go. We can do this together. And now he's like fanning his ego, you know? He's like, look what I did. I kept everyone safe. I'm so cool. Bro, no, you didn't. They're too young for battle training. Petal's words echoed in his ears. A growl rumbled in his throat. No cat's too young to fight. Clear Sky paused, unease rippling beneath his pelt. Would Greywing agree? Or Quiet Rain? Or his beloved Brightstream? A sudden chill pierced his fur. He shivered and hurried to catch up with Petal and the kits. "BRB, okay. Bro thinks he's as cool as Shadow, right? A little sippy. Anxious yowls rang between the trees. Clear Sky jerked his head up. Blinking away sleep, he scrambled to his paws. What's going on? He scanned the camp from his nest in the hollow of the slope. His heart lurched. He'd only closed his eyes for an afternoon nap. Now the clearing was golden in the setting sun. He screwed up his eyes as shafts of light sliced through the trees. Buenos, hi Kitsune! Clear Sky! Falling Feather was pacing near the brambles that edged the far end of the camp. Quickwater had climbed the slope above his nest and was peering into the trees. Furcone and Nettle stood in the middle of the clearing, square on, facing the gap where the brambles opened into the forest. Beyond them, Leaf showed his teeth, a growl rumbling in his throat. Beyond the brambles, paw steps scuffed the earth. The scent of strange cats rolled into the clearing. Clear Sky leaped from his nest and crossed it. Pushing between Furcone and Leaf, he glared at the opening. Falling Feather stopped pacing, her hackles rising. Nettle hissed as two cats padded into camp. A she-cat with short gray fur blinked at them with bright blue eyes. Beside her, a mangy Tom lifted his tail. We found you. Clear Sky marched forward. Found us? I'm Dew, the gray she-cat told him, and this is Thorn. She nodded to the Tom. He dipped his head, tufts of fur hanging from his brown pelt. We're hoping you'd have space in your camp for 2 more rogues. Surprise pulsed through Clear Sky. You want to join us? Pride edged his mew. His reputation was clearly spreading. Leaf narrowed his eyes. We don't need more cats. Quickwater scrambled down from the slope and stopped beside Falling Feather. We have enough rogues, thanks. Nettle stared at Thorn. He looks like he's sick. Thorn lifted his head and shook his pelt. Fur clouded around him. I'm just molten. Clear Sky stood still. His thoughts whirled. New cats would mean more fighters, of course. The Tom would have to smarten himself up. Forest cats weren't going to take on sickly strays. Furcone paced around the 2 strangers, his gaze flitting over them. We don't need more mouths to feed. We can feed ourselves, thanks, Dew told him. Clear Sky narrowed his eyes. We'll need more territory if we have more cats. He swallowed back a purr. He's just giving himself excuses to expand their territory. Falling Feather padded to his side. Shall I chase them off? She asked quietly. Clear Sky looked at her, rounding his eyes with surprise. Why would I want you to chase them off? We need allies, and these cats look like they can take care of themselves. Falling Feather backed away, pelt prickling. But I thought... Let me do the thinking. Clear Sky swished his tail. I think we should consider their request. Leaf tipped his head. Why? Clear Sky's gazed slowly around the cats. He knew he must appear reasonable, and not let Dew and Thorn think that they could just walk in and find a soft place to sleep. Reeve's question is a good one. He turned to the strangers. Why should we take you in? We can hunt for you as well as ourselves, Thorn told him. Dew nodded. Thorn looks scrawny, but he's wily, and as fast as a ferret. Dew's a good hunter, a good fighter, Thorn offered. No cat's taken prey from her since she was a kit. Clear Sky nodded slowly. It sounded promising. Anything else? He wasn't going to make this easy. Dew and Thorn glanced at each other. We have information you might find useful. Dew meowed softly. Clear Sky pricked his ears. About what? Thorn's whiskers twitched. We've been watching your rivals. Clear Sky snorted. We have no rivals. Dew's eyes glittered. Really? What about the cats who live on the moor? The one they call Greywing. And the orange Tom with the big white paws, Thorn added. Thunder? Quickwater darted forwards, ears prickling. How is he? Is he okay? Falling Feather patted to her friend's side, eyes bright. Thunder has gone back to Greywing. Clear Sky glared at Falling Feather. Be quiet. He snapped his gaze back to Dew. What have you seen? We've been watching their kids practicing battle skills. Dew stared at Clear Sky, unblinking. They've learned how to attack a dead rabbit, Thorn sneered, and the older cats were discussing how to turn hunting moves into battle moves. Clear Sky forced the fur along his spine to stay flat. What was Greywing up to? Thorn went on. They were about to practice fighting, but a black cat interrupted. Do you mean Tall Shadow? Falling Feather patted closer. Thorn shrugged. Maybe. Clear Sky narrowed his eyes. Why did the black cat interrupt? Dew shrugged. She and Greywing made some kind of speech from a rock. Then the rest of the cats started cheering. Thorn frowned with distaste. They were chanting names. Then every cat ate. Every cat? Clear Sky curled his lip. Was there enough prey? More than enough, Dew told him. They had a heap of it and they gobbled it up like a pack of dogs. Clear Sky's belly tightened. Sounds like they're preparing for a battle. Greywing wouldn't start a battle, Quietwater gasped. Wouldn't he? Clear Sky narrowed his eyes. Greywing might be soft, but he was no fool. He'd fight if he thought it was the right thing to do. And yet, the last time they'd spoken, Greywing had backed away from challenging Clear Sky directly over Bumble's death. Why show hostility now? Thunder! Clear Sky stiffened. Was that why his son had left? Had he gone to warn Greywing that Clear Sky was planning to expand his borders? Jealousy burned beneath his pelt. Had Thunder only come to the forest in the first place to spy for Greywing? Traitor! He'd been Greywing's cat all along. I trusted him because he was my son. Hackles rising, Clear Sky felt a growl rise in his throat. I'm a fool! Can we join you then? Dew's calm mew jolted him from his thoughts. Yes! Pulsing with rage, Clear Sky barged past the rogues and headed into the woods. I was right to set boundaries. I'm right to train my cats for battle. War was coming. He could feel it. Greywing was on the move. Clear Sky's claws spiked leaves as he marched through the woods. If Greywing thinks he's going to take us by surprise, then he can think again. We'll be ready. He halted and stared between the trees. Beyond, the moor rose like a spine arching against the setting sun. You want a battle? He pictured Greywing training his cats to fight. I'll give you war. Dude.
Love how high your voice gets. Yeah! It gets really high.
The cat is staring into your soul? He's trying to talk to you. What's he saying? The cats you came from the mountains with? Oh, you know what I should do because it's special? I don't know if I still have it actually. Let me see. Clear Sky's so weird. He jumps to conclusions so fast. He would be one of those people on Twitter where it's like, I like waffles, and then he would reply, so you hate pancakes? He would be one of those people. 100%. don't know if I have it anymore. Oh, let's see. Pictures of you. Pictures of me. Rats, I don't think I do have it anymore. Oh, wow. Don't know what your cat's saying? You gotta enter his mind. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Chapter 6. Olive! Oh my god, that's the cutest name. Olive is such a good cat name. Where is everyone? Thunder strained to see through the mist. Dawn light filtered weakly through the thick fog, which shrouded the moor. Am I early? World War Cat 1, true. He was waiting to join Greywing's expedition to Clear Sky's camp. Gorsfur had promised to come. Jackdaw's Cry had volunteered too, but Thunder was the only one outside the hollow. Paws scuffed behind him. Thunder whipped around. Greywing? A dark shape showed through the mist. It's me. Jackdaw's Cry mew was hushed. Where are the others? His black face emerged from the fog, a muzzle length away. Thunder shrugged. I'm the only one here. He stretched his ears. The fog muffled the sounds of the camp. Is anyone else out of their nests? It was too foggy to tell. Jackdaw's Cry shook out his pelt with a shiver and sat down. Thunder faced the moor stiffly as silence descended between them, thicker than fog. He remembered the Black Tom's hostile gaze yesterday. Jackdaw's Cry had never wanted him to join the cats on the moor, even as a kit. He hunched against the chill of the fog, the memory of his early loss echoing painfully in his chest. And one day he'd lost his mother, been rejected by his father, and then had to stand and listen while Greywing pleaded with the moor cats to allow him to stay in their camp. Jackdaw's Cry had argued that they couldn't take another mouth to feed. He'd backed down when Greywing had threatened to leave if Thunder was sent away, but Thunder still carried the memory of the Black Tom's resentful name. Science Star! Okay! I'll remember. Welcome back! He pictured it now, its sharpness boring deeper and deeper until Thunder couldn't stay quiet. Are you hoping I'll go back to my father? Jackdaw's Cry jerked around, blinking. Why would you say that? He sounded confused. I've seen how you've been watching me since I returned. Thunder growled bitterly. You didn't want me back. You never wanted me to begin with. You were Clear Sky's son. Jackdaw's Cry shifted his paws. Not our responsibility. I had nowhere else to go, Thunder murmured. Jackdaw's Cry didn't answer. Where did you think I'd end up? Anger pricked at Thunder's paws. I wasn't old enough to hunt for myself. Hawkswoop had her own kits to take care of. I had to put them first. Was that a good enough reason to turn a kit out alone into the moor? Thunder hissed. Clear Jackdaw's Cry's fur lifted uncomfortably along his spine. Happy Among Us, I hope you win. Your cat is orange, dots on the cats in the back. It's like Olive from Olive and Company. Clear Sky would have taken you in if you had nowhere else to go. He stared into the mist. He'd never let his own kit die. Do you still believe that? Jackdaw's Cry didn't answer. What about now? Thunder pressed. Would you rather I went back to Clear Sky or lived as a rogue? Jackdaw's Cry swished his tail, sending the fog swirling around him. You're here, he meowed matter-of-factly. Why worry about it? Thunder stared at the Black Tom. Would the stubborn cat ever accept him? He padded forward a few paces and tasted the damp air. It was rich with the peaty musks of the moor. Then a fishy tang touched his nose. He stiffened as paws brushed against the grass ahead, and a shape showed through the mist. Thunder hissed, "Who's that?" He didn't recognize the scent. A purr echoed from the fog, and Thunder recognized the sleek, silver-furred rogue who lived beside the water, River Ripple. A scrap of prey dangled from the newcomer's jaws. Thunder stiffened as River Ripple dropped the dead lizard onto the grass. "Is that prey?" He gagged. "Calm your waters," River Ripple mewed. "It's only me." "What are you doing here?" Jackdaw's Cry stepped forward. "You're a long way from the river," Thunder pointed out. "I wanted to see how far the fog stretched." He peered across the hollow. "It swallowed your camp, I see." "Is that a gift?" Jackdaw's Cry reached forward tentatively and poked at the lizard. "I caught it earlier." River Rippler. Why is his name a tongue twister? River Ripple explained. "But I'd just eaten a couple of minnows. I thought I'd save the lizard for later." His belly rumbled. "I guess it's later now. Do you want some?" "No, thanks." Thunder wrinkled his nose. He couldn't imagine chewing through the gristly skin of such an ugly-looking creature. He didn't even want to guess what it tasted like. River Ripple settled onto his belly and grabbed the lizard between his forepaws. "It's quiet up here." He nibbled on one of the lizard's webbed feet. Thunder looked away. "How can you eat that?" "I eat what I can catch," River Ripple told him, chewing. "And with Clear Sky hogging all the good prey, I have to make do with what I can find." Jackdaw's Cry flattened his ears. "Planning on visiting Clear Sky today." "Is that why your fur is prickling?" River Ripple flipped the lizard around and began gnawing at its tail. Jackdaw's Cry shook out his pelt. "Just damp, that's all," he grunted. River Ripple stared at him, still chewing. "What are you going to see him for?" Thunder lifted his chin. "We will tell him that he can't keep claiming more territory." "Really?" River Ripple ripped off the lizard's hind leg, chewing for a moment, then swallowed. "Good luck with that." He hooked the lizard carcass with one claw and held it out. "Are you sure you don't want a bite?" Thunder backed away. Jackdaw's Cry dipped his head. "Thanks, but no." River Ripple got to his paws. "Then I'll use the scraps to see if I can attract something bigger." Thunder narrowed his eyes. "What do you mean?" River Ripple looked over his shoulder into the mist. "Small prey attracts big prey," he meowed absently. "You just have to lay it down and wait to see what comes sniffing." Jackdaw's Cry huffed. "That might work with fish, but on the moor you need to be careful what you attract." He glanced up, as though scanning the sky for buzzards. "I guess." River Ripple began to amble away. "Take care in the forest. If you manage to get Clear Sky to stop claiming every piece of land as his own, let me know." He disappeared into the fog, his voice echoing back. "Though I don't expect I'll be hearing from you." Thunder glanced nervously at Jackdaw's Cry. "Do you think we're wasting our time with this expedition?" Jackdaw's Cry shifted his paws. "Take no notice of River Ripple. He's been living on his island too long. He's turned fish-brained." "Where are the others?" Thunder couldn't banish a queasy feeling in his belly. "I thought Shatterdice was coming with us." "So did I." "And where's Greywing?" Thunder's tail twitched nervously. "He's supposed to be leading the party." "I'm here." Greywing's mew sounded from behind. Paws ruffled the grass as he padded out of the camp. He stopped beside him. "I told the others not to come." "Not to come?" Jackdaw's Cry blinked. "Have you changed your mind about talking to Clear Sky?" "No." Greywing's gaze shone gravely through the mist. "I want you two to go alone." "Just us?" Jackdaw's Cry stiffened. "But it was your idea." "You're his brother." "You're his brother!" Thunder stared at Greywing. "He'll listen to you." "Maybe later." Greywing's mew was low. "But the blood between us has soured. I'm not sure he wants me walking into his camp. It might just make him angry." He met Thunder's gaze. "You're his son. That's the strongest blood tie of all." Thunder blinked. "We quarreled too, remember? I left." Greywing meowed. "I think you still have a better chance than I do." "Clear Sky and I parted ways moons ago. His bond with you remains fresh." Thunder's queasiness deepened. What had changed Greywing's mind? He glanced sideways at the Black Tom. Why send Jackdaw's Cry? If Thunder was going into hostile territory, he didn't want to rely on a cat who wished he'd never come to live on the moor. To protect you. Greywing's gaze hardened. Jackdaw's Cry fought by your side during the fire. I watched you work together. You make a good team. You're strong and brave, and Jackdaw's Cry is fast and smart. Plus, he has kin in Clear Sky's camp. Falling Feather's his sister, remember? If you both have kin there, you might be safer. Jackdaw's Cry circled Greywing. What do you want us to say to Clear Sky? Tell him to meet me at the 4 trees in a few days' time and discuss territory. Why not just meet him now? Thunder argued. You can get it over with. If he's given time to prepare, he won't see it as an attack. And the 4 trees belong to no one. We'll be talking on neutral ground. Jackdaw's Cry dipped his head. That sounds fair. Greywing's eyes darkened. Be careful, he warned. Once you cross the border, if it looks too dangerous, turn back and come home. We can find another way to send this message. Thunder lifted his tail. We'll be okay. He wasn't going to let Greywing down. The mist behind Greywing swirled as Turtletail padded out of camp. Have they agreed? Was that disapproval sharpening her gaze? Did she disagree with Greywing's plan? Greywing's gaze fixed on Thunder and Jackdaw's Cry. Have you? Yes, Thunder answered first. Jackdaw's Cry nodded. His gaze flicked to Turtletail. We'll be back before the sun's burned away the mist. Turtletail didn't answer. Come on. Thunder turned and bounded towards the forest. He was running blind, using memory to follow the trail towards the moor's edge. He ignored the foreboding gnawing in his belly. Don't be dumb. He won't hurt you. He's your father. Jackdaw's Cry caught up to him. I can smell your fear scent. Thunder bristled. So? You're right to be scared. The Black Tom fell in step. Clear Sky's killed at least 1 cat, maybe 2.
Do you know what breed your cat is?
Probably just an orange tabby. The thing with cats is, if it's just kind of like a basic cat, it's mostly just like a domestic short-haired. That's what the vets use as a term. But if it's like a bred cat, like Siamese, or, you know, like it has a more distinct body shape and stuff, then it actually has a breed. If it has like a different kind of nose or big ears, stuff like that. A lot of them are just, they kind of just fall under medium short-haired or, domestic short-haired, domestic medium-haired, domestic long-haired. If there's sign of trouble, we're backing off, okay? Jackdaw's Cry turned his head and stared at Thunder. There was no fear in the Tom's gaze, only determination. Okay. The moor began to slope downwards, steepening until they emerged from the fog. Thunder blinked, surprised by the sudden light. Behind, the mist still hid the moor. Ahead, it swallowed the treetops, but the undergrowth was clear, and he could see deep into the shadows of the forest. His nose twitched, and as he picked up a border scent. He slowed to a halt. It was his own set, left only a few days ago as he'd marked out this border with Clear Sky. How strange to be an intruder now. Jackdaw's Cry stopped beside him, his tongue showing as he tasted the air. A thick swath of ferns edged the trees. Are you ready?
Sure.
Yes, Thunder murmured. He felt suddenly exposed. Why had Greywing sent them alone? Small prey attacks big prey. River Ripple's words echoed in his mind. Come on, then. Jackdaw's Cry strode across the borderline, tail flicking. Thunder scanned the ferns for movement as he followed Jackdaw's Cry. Anger growled in his belly. Why couldn't they walk where they pleased without fear? Clear Sky had ruined everything with his fox-hearted boundaries. The forest floor rose towards a familiar strip of bracken. An old rabbit trail cut through. He knew it well. It led straight to camp. Follow me. He slid past Jackdaw's cry and headed up the slope. A hiss pierced his left ear fur. He halted, hackles lifting. Yellow fur flashed from behind a tree. "What are you doing here?" Petal faced him, lips drawn back. Thunder flinched, shocked by her hostility. A few days ago, he'd watched her playing tail chase with Alder and Birch, as gentle and loving as any mother. Now she looked as vicious as a cornered rogue. "Petal?" He spoke gently. She couldn't have forgotten they'd been den mates. How are the kits? She spat, every her hair bristling. "What's that have to do with you? Why are you in Clear Sky's land?"
"Jackdaw's cry!"
A happy mew sounded from the break-in. Falling Feather burst out.
"Relax, Petal, it's my brother."
She raced down the slope and stopped, her eyes shining. "Falling Feather!" Jackdaw's cry stepped forward. A growl rumbled in Petal's throat. Falling Feather stiffened, guilt clouding her gaze. She backed away from her brother, ducking behind Petal.
"Hello, Eider. What breed is my cat Tony? Because he has a white collar on his neck, but he has black and gray color everywhere." I don't think... He sounds kind of like a tuxedo cat.
Maybe. You're witnessing manipulation. Falling Feather stiffened, guilt clouding her gaze. She backed away from her brother, ducking behind Petal. "This isn't your land," she murmured stiffly. "You have to leave." Jackdaw's cry objected. "But I haven't seen you for..." Petal cut him off. "Falling Feather doesn't belong with you anymore," she snarled. "She's still my littermate." Littermate. Thunder felt a pang of grief for Jackdaw's cry. Longing echoed deep within him. He blinked, surprised at the pain. "Falling Feather chose to live in the forest with Clear Sky," Petal growled, "which means you live on the opposite sides of the border. You shouldn't be here." Thunder hissed. "I've come to speak to my father." He dug his claws into the earth. "We may have borders now, but he can't forget that we all came from the same place and shared the same ancestors." Petal patted closer. Eyes slitted. "We don't all come from the same place." She circled Thunder, looking him up and down menacingly. He unsheathed the tips of his claws. If she wanted to fight, he was ready. Petal went on. "I've lived here my whole life, just like your mother. Clear Sky and these two might come from the mountains." She scowled at Falling Feather and Jackdaw's cry. "But they chose different leaders. The only things we have in common is The only things we have in common with one another now are the boundaries Clear Sky set for us." "That's no reason we can't live in peace," Thunder pressed. "All cats have the same needs and the same instincts." "Peace?" Petal snorted. "Ever since I was a kit, I've seen nothing but fights. Boundaries will put an end to that." "Which is why we must speak to Clear Sky," Thunder put in quickly. "We want to make sure that his boundaries bring peace, not conflict." Falling Feather lifted her tail. "I'll take you to him." She ignored Petal's growl. "But I can't promise he'll be pleased to see you." Thunder snorted. "I can't promise he'll be pleased to see him." "Oh, I can't promise I'll be pleased to see him." "Let me worry about that," he told her. "Just take us to the camp." He knew he'd forgive his father for the cruelty. He knew he'd never forgive his father for the cruelty he'd shown. He glared at Petal. "Do you want to fight first, or can we go?" Unsheathing his claws, an image flashed in his mind, him sinking them into her neck. He pushed it away as Petal backed off, her eyes glittering with unease. "Am I as vicious as my father?" His chest tightened. "Follow me." Falling Feather ducked along the rabbit trail. Jackdaw's cry followed, Thunder falling in behind. He felt Petal's breath at his heels and heard the break-ins swish against his pelt. Falling Feather led him along a winding trail past hawthorns and ferns. Thunder could smell his own paw scents, still faint along the route. His heart pounded harder as he recognized the bramble ahead. The camp lay beyond, and, as he followed Jackdaw's cry past the prickly stems, he stiffened, his gaze quickly scanning the hollow. Prey scent filled his nose. Pile lay on one side of the clearing. Another was heaped beside the roots of the oak. A few half-eaten carcasses were scattered along the bottom of the steep slope below the hawthorn, flies buzzing over them. Ew, gross. Leaf, the black and white Tom, lay dozing beside the ewe. Furcone and Nettle groomed each other in the clearing. A skinny brown Tom sat beside the brambles, his head bowed close to a sleek gray she-cat. They're new. Thunder tasted the air, gathering their scent. They both had the notched ears of seasoned fighters. Was Clear Sky recruiting more cats? Movement above caught his eye. He jerked his head up. Clear Sky was watching him from a low oak branch, which hung across the clearing. His tail drooped over the side, its tip twitching as he glowered at Thunder. His gaze slid to Jackdaw's cry, narrowed, then flicked back. I thought I'd see the last of you, son.
You posted your warriors and it's nice! I love these streams and your streams. Aw, thanks, Blackberry. Ramkin. Yesterday I fell out of my bed.
Oh no! That sucks.
I hope you didn't get hurt.
Oh, it's so hot in my room, guys.
I think I stretched weird and I hurt my chest. Now I have a pulled muscle in my chest.
Okay, should I go get a tub of my Dunkaroo ice cream? I mean, not ice cream, sorry, it's icing.
It's not ice cream, it's icing. Should I get it and eat it? Yes?
Alright, that's all what I needed. I just needed a single person to say, get the tub!
I'll be right back. Where the heck is my mute button?
Tub, 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 tub.
I'm back! I have the tub of Dunkaroo icing. Here with me.
Yum, 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 yum. Ah, ha, ha, ha. I'm not even halfway done. You'd think I would be. I'm almost halfway done. Delicious.
Blackberry,
Oh god, I almost choked.
Blackberry's on Twitch. Tommy, you're on YouTube and Blackberry is on Twitch. You can see because there's a little icon next to Blackberry's name, and it's a Twitch logo. And then you have a YouTube logo next to your name. Mm-hmm.
Man, I hate it when you're really, really hungry, and then the very first bite you take, you, like, choke. That's the worst!
Wait. Chapter 7. Yes, Blackberry is a real person.
Oh. Clear Sky curled his claws into the bark of the jutting oak branch, fighting to keep his pelt smooth. What's Thunder doing here? Blackberry. He kept his gaze fixed on his son, giving nothing away as he studied his breath. I trusted you, and you betrayed me. Clenching his teeth, he pushed himself slowly to his paws and jumped down into the clearing. Thunder faced him. Jackdaw's cry hung back, staying close to Falling Feather. Trust her to be mixed up in this. She brought them here, not me. Petal darted forward, ears flat as she jerked her muzzle towards the white she-cat. Falling Feather lifted her muzzle. Do you want to hear what they have to say? She stared at Clear Sky, unflinching. It depends what it is. Clear Sky slowly circled Thunder and Jackdaw's cry. These cats should be afraid of him. They'd crossed the border. They walked into his camp. Let them know they aren't safe here. He tightened his circle, nudging Jackdaw's cry with his shoulder as he passed. The black tom leaped back, hissing, Don't touch me! He spooked. Satisfaction surged through Clear Sky as he thrust his muzzle close, one eye on Jackdaw's cry's unsheathed claws. Attack me if you want, he challenged. He flicked his tail around the forest cats. Nettle and Furcone had padded closer. Thorn and Dew watched. Their bristling pelts showed that they were ready to fight if necessary. You'll die if you do. Jackdaw's cry's eyes sparked with fear. Stop trying to scare him. Thunder's mew was sharp. If you don't want to hear why we came, then we'll leave. If I let you. Clear Sky turned on his son. Was that disappointment darkening Thunder's gaze? Pain gripped his heart like a claw. Does he actually think that I've let him down? He squared his shoulders. Okay, he growled. Let's talk, but not here. I know somewhere where we won't be overheard. Dew pricked her ears. Clear Sky growled at her. Earn your place with us, and I might show it to you. He turned, lashing his tail, and climbed the slope past his nest. Falling Feather, you come too, he called, not looking back. She needed to see why he was in charge. Pushing under the hawthorn, he broke into open woodland. Ferns lined the ditch ahead. He leaped over them, landing lightly on the other side, and padded across the dusty forest floor. Hi, Dolphins! Happy dinner, Star! Hi, Darn! I know, right? Clear Sky, you did this to yourself, dude. Paws thudded behind as, one at a time, the others leaped the ditch. He glanced over his shoulder. Thunder and Jackdaw's cry were flanking Falling Feather like an escort. They are the intruders! A chill ran along his spine. Should he have brought more forest cats to stand guard while they talked? Don't be flea-brained. They wouldn't dare harm you here. Clear Sky led them over a rise and followed a dry streambed until it reached a white oak. It was tall and ancient, its gnarled branches bare. A few leaves spouted defiantly at the tips, but the tree would soon be dead. Its crooked roots snaked into the dusty banks. Water hadn't flowed here since the end of the cold season, but when it had hollowed a passage beneath the trunk. Clear Sky ducked into it and squeezed up through a hole into the hollow center of the rotting tree. He stayed near the hole, his tail touching the trunk, and waited for the others to worm their way after him. Thunder's head popped up first. The young Tom glanced around, eyes wide. Light from the knotholes striped his head with gold. He scrambled up onto the smooth earth that floored the hollow and faced Clear Sky. With a jolt, Clear Sky noticed that Thunder was bigger than he was. Thunder is bigger than Clear Sky? Yo, that's a big old cat. That's a big old cat. Where'd he get it from? Don't worry. Don't worry, Blackberry. I know you're not a bot. Suribot can tell if someone's a bot and will ban them. Bans bots. It's a tiger. He's just pretending to be a cat, actually. He straightened, puffing out his fur while Falling Feather and Jackdaw's cry wriggled inside. Clear Sky felt safe in the confines of the tree. There was enough room for the 4 cats to sit, spines pressed against the trunk, a tail length between their muzzles. But it would be hard for any cat to fight skillfully here, and being closest to the hole in the bottom would ensure him an easy escape route. Jackdaw's Cry glanced warily up. A circle of light showed far above. His black pelt was prickling. Thunder shifted his paws as though he couldn't get comfortable. Clear Sky watched them with satisfaction. I don't want you to get comfortable. What have you come here to say? He asked them bluntly. Thunder returned his gaze. Greywing wants to meet you by the 4 trees in a few days. Clear Sky twitched his ears. Why? To talk. Jackdaw's Cry grunted. Anger pressed in Clear Sky's throat. Did they think he was such a mouse brain? He knew Greywing was preparing for a battle. Why go through the pretense of talking? Greywing is worried about the borders. Jackdaw's Cry went on. It's not what we planned when we left the mountains. We've never lived with borders before. It's making the cats nervous. Clear Sky swallowed back frustration. If they wanted to pretend, he'd pretend. Doesn't Greywing realize yet that the borders keeps cats safe? This isn't the mountain. The land stretches forever. Borders help us know where to roam and where to hunt. It's the best way to avoid quarrels over prey. Thunder frowned. It would be if you didn't keep shifting them. I only want my cats to flourish, Clear Sky told him, just as Greywing wants his own cats to thrive. Flourish? Jackdaw's Cry curled his lip. You sent Frost away to die. You trained Jagged Peak until you crippled him. You have orphan kits because you killed their mother. Do you call that flourishing? Clear Sky thrust his muzzle towards the black tom, ignoring the guilt jabbing at his belly. You know nothing! You listen to gossip like an old queen with nothing better to do. Jackdaw's Cry gazed back, unflinching. I know what I see and what I hear, and none of the news from the forest has been good ever since you claimed it as your own. Clear Sky stiffened against the fury pulsing through his blood. How dare this cat judge him? News? He flashed Thunder an accusing glare. It was you who spread it. His own son had betrayed him. Falling Feather turned to her brother. We are flourishing, she told him earnestly. Our tribe grows bigger by the day. You are no tribe, Jackdaw's Cry flashed back, shock showing in his eyes. You're a band of strays and rogues. Falling Feather bristled. We joined together to help each other, she meowed fiercely. We share prey and protect each other. We're safer that way. Thunder's tail swished against the trunk. We didn't come here to argue, he growled. We came only to tell you that Greywing wants to talk by the 4 trees. Clear Sky frowned, angry at the bold way Thunder stared straight at him. Will you meet him or not? I'll meet him. Clear Sky tipped his head. If Greywing was preparing for battle, it would be interesting to hear what he had to say. But what we decide on that day will be final. No changing minds, no going back. Would Greywing admit that he was preparing to fight? Clear Sky's whiskers quivered. How far was his brother prepared to carry his lie? Was the meeting intended as a distraction, or would it bring an open declaration of conflict? Either way, he'd be ready, and he was going to make sure Greywing kept his words. He eyed Jackdaw's Cry, a plan flashing through his mind. If Greywing didn't try to trick him, he'd pay with the life of a campmate. Let's get back to the camp. He dived down through the hole and squeezed out into the dry stream bed. Why would they go back to camp? Run away! Trekking through the woods, he signaled Falling Feather to walk beside him. You spoke well, he praised her. He'd been impressed that she'd stood up for her new tribe. Perhaps she was loyal after all. As he pushed beneath the hawthorn and leaped down the bank, Nettle hurried across the clearing. Is everything okay? The young Tom searched his gaze. It's fine. Clear Sky glanced back as Thunder and Jackdaw's Cry followed Falling Feather into the clearing. Furcombe limped from the oak tree. Clear Sky noticed Thunder staring anxiously at the Tom's swollen paw. It's just a scratch, he growled. My cats fight hard to defend our borders from passing strays. No cat makes the mistake of crossing our scent line twice. Thunder's gaze moved to Dew and Thorn, still sitting beside the bramble. How did they make it across? He asked. They asked permission. Clear Sky patted towards them. They wanted to join us. Pleasure rippled through his pelt, as did Snake. He nodded towards the striped tabby tom, camouflaged in the shadows of the bramble. Who the heck? Snake got to his paws and patted out. He was lean and sleek and had the sharp eye of a hunter. Clear Sky had been pleased when he'd come to the border, asking to join shortly after Dew and Thorn. The forest cats were flourishing, no matter what Jackdaw's cry claimed. He turned to the Blackmoor cat. Snake was a rogue in the two-leg place, but he preferred to join us. He boasted. He knew he'd be well fed here. Jackdaw's cry gazed straight towards the piles of prey. A little too well fed, he grunted. Clear Sky's tail twitched irritably. Okay, so there was more prey here than they could eat. It'd start rotting soon and fill the camp with stench. But they weren't dumb. They could bury Karen. Jackdaw's cry was missing the point. Isn't it better to have too much prey than not enough? Jackdaw's cry didn't answer. That's so wasteful. What was it about Greywing's cats that made them so smug? Clear Sky scanned his own cats. At least they understood that life was harsh. I've decided to meet with Greywing, he told them. When? Furclone's eyes narrowed into slits. Clear Sky paced. He realized they hadn't discussed a specific time. At full moon, he decided. In 2 days. He stopped and stared at Jackdaw's cry. There was something else they hadn't discussed. This warcat will remain here in the forest camp until after the meeting, he growled. If you must risk your leader, then they should risk something too. No! Thunder flattened his ears. It's okay. Jackdaw's cry stepped forward, his gaze flickering towards Falling Feather. I'll stay if that's what it takes. You! Me! Clear Sky's paws prickled with satisfaction. Good. He flicked his tail towards his campmates. If anything does happen to me at the meeting, you can decide what to do with Jackdaw's cry. He noticed Thunder's pelt ripple uneasily, and his satisfaction deepened. Don't worry, he purred to his son. I'm sure they'll be fair. He dipped his head. The meeting had gone better than he'd hoped. Thank you for coming. You can leave now. And Jackdaw's cry. He turned his head towards the young black tom. Jackdaw's cry lifted his chin defiantly, but unease glittered in his gaze. We appreciate you staying with us. We'll make sure you're well fed and safe, and we'll only keep you until after I come home from the meeting. There was no harm in making sure that Thunder understood the importance of his return from the 4 trees safely. Thunder curled his lip. You can trust Greywing. There was insolence in his mew. Clear Sky watched him head out of camp. Tell my brother that next time he should bring his message himself, he called as Thunder disappeared behind the brambles. Only kits hide. Clear Sky padded to the oak, clawing his way up the trunk, past the low branch he'd been sitting on earlier and up to the next. He leaned back and gazed to the top. This was the highest tree around, thick with leaves. Jumping to the next branch, then the next, he climbed higher and higher, his long claws hooking easily into the rugged bark. As the thick branches gave way to slender stems, he paused and peered through the leaves. From here, he could see the forest stretch to Two-Leg Place, and beyond, the land curved towards the rolling horizon. There was more territory than he could ever imagine while he lived among the craggy peaks of the mountain, and every tailing teemed with prey. Here he could build a tribe of healthy, strong cats. No kit need ever go hungry. No mother need starve until her milk dried up. His heart quickened. Why did no cat seem to understand that this was all he wanted? He never wanted to do harm, but he would do whatever it took to keep his cats safe. What a thing to say. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to hurt you. But the only way to keep my cat safe is to hurt you. So that's what I have to do. No, Van! That's so sad. Wait, I'm almost done the... See? I might end anyways soon because my throat is kind of hurting. If I'd known Misty had been fighting to protect Alder and Birch, I'd have gone easier on her. Agonizing emptiness opened in Clear Sky's chest. Instead, he'd killed her, and now Greywing and the other cats on the moor believe he'd kill Bumble too. How could he make peace with cats who believed he was a murderer? He closed his eyes, his thoughts spinning. All I can do now is protect my own cats. He clung tight to the tree. There was no hope now of peacefully sharing this land. Determination surged through him. Unhooking his claws, he dropped onto the branch beneath. Slithering down the trunk, he called to Petal. She was sitting near the yew, Alder and Birch at her side. Gather every cat! She leaped to her paws. We must prepare for battle. Are you sure? Petal stared as he leaped from the trunk and landed heavily on the ground. Her eyes were wide. Clear Sky strode across the clearing, not even meeting her gaze. Just do it. You shoe dress glove shoe me. Shoe dress glove shoe me. Shirt pants glove shoe shoe. The shop will open, Blackberry. I just have a stream avatar thing that's set to... Actually, you know what? Let's fix that right now so I don't forget, because I will forget immediately after. Alright, how do I... Bot commands. Let's see... Shop commands. Command shop. Command shopping. There. Save and exit. Alright. That should work now. So now when you say shop, it won't show up on... Now Snickle Fritz won't be like giving you false information. You're not good at making avatars. That's alright. Eating dinner and we'll be able to read with you after. Ooh! At 8 or 9? It really depends. I think I'll probably read one... I'll see how many more chapters I need to read. Also, why isn't that showing up? I think maybe you have to press menu and then shop. Yeah. Menu to like prompt it open. Look at all the money you have though. You can buy some stuff. Chapter 8. The sun had burned the mist from the moor by the time Thunder reached the boundary between Clear Sky and Greywing's territory. He leaped up the slope, swishing through the ferns. At the top, he paused. Heather stretched towards the wide blue sky. He relished the sun's warmth on his pelt after the extended shade of the forest. What would Jackdaw's cry be doing? Would Falling Feather help him build a temporary nest? He glanced back at the trees uneasily. Should I have left him? I had no choice. Jackdaw's cry had volunteered. His panic rising, Thunder dragged a forepaw free and slashed the Tom's nose. His claws ripped flesh. The Tom screeched and let go. Thunder was suddenly rolling alone on the grass. He dug his wide paws in and leaped up, turning on his attacker. The copper-colored Tom was sitting back on his haunches a tail length away, rubbing his nose. Why'd you do that for? He demanded ruefully. I was just playing. Playing? Thunder glared at him. You sheath your claws when you're playing. The Tom licked his paws and ran it over his face, cleaning the blood from his dark moleskin muzzle. He sat up straight and met Thunder's gaze. Oh my god, it's Tom! Sorry, I read ahead. This is the gross guy. I have to give him a worse voice. A fresh drop of blood welled on his wound. Thunder snorted. I know he's a gross guy. He used to hurt his mate, and then his mate ran away. Thunder snorted. The wound might teach him some manners. The Tom was as big as Thunder, but there was no sign of muscle rippling under his pelt. His wide flanks bulged and his belly sagged around his paws. His pelt looked as silky as kit fur. Thunder narrowed his eyes. He hadn't seen him on the moor before. Who are you? Tom. I know you're a Tom. This cat was really dumb. What's your name? Thunder paused as he noticed something shiny glittering at the Tom's throat. A twine was caught around his neck. What's that? Thunder jerked his muzzle towards the band digging into the Tom's fur. The Tom frowned. What's what? The thing around your neck. Hadn't he noticed? It's my collar. Now the Tom stared at Thunder as if he were stupid. Thunder grunted. Of course, I'm the dumb one. This soft, fat cat with no manners was a kitty pet. I should have guessed. Your name is Tom. Tom shrugged. That's what my housefolk call me. Housefolk? He must mean two legs. Thunder knew Turtletail had stayed with two legs for a while. Had they named her she-cat? Tom delicately flicked a grass seed from his ear with his paw. Then he stuck out his tongue and licked his nose, the tip touching the blood still welling there. Did you have to scratch me? He mewed irritably. I hope it doesn't leave a scar. My housefolk will be sad. Why? Thunder frowned. It's not their nose that's scratched. They like me to look handsome. The Tom stared across the heather. Do you live around here? His mew was casual, but his gaze was taking in every flickering stem and trembling spring of heather. Thunder's paws prickled with unease. This cat was after something. Why are you here? Tom blinked at him softly. I'm looking for a friend. Thunder's fur began to lift along his spine. Someone I used to know. Tom gave a long sigh and stretched his forepaws out, bending his back till his round belly touched the earth. A shiver ran along his tail. Her name's Bumble. We used to play together. Thunder stiffened. Bumble? He realized that this cat had no idea that his friend was dead. I'm bored without her. Tom meowed absently. I thought it might be nice to find her and play with her again. Thunder dropped his gaze. How could he tell this cat that Bumble had been killed? I'm sorry, he began awkwardly. Tom's gaze snapped towards him. Sorry? About what? Your friend, Bumble. Thunder shifted his weight from paw to paw. She's dead. Dead? Tom jabbed his muzzle forward. How can she be dead? What happened? Thunder's thoughts whirled. We don't really know. He glanced down the slope to where they'd found Bumble dying. Do you want to see her grave? Her grave? Tom's sleek fur was fluffed out now, his eyes sparkling with disbelief. They buried her, Thunder explained. Okay, I can't tell if Tom was just really, really dumb and he realized that he thought he was playing this whole time, but actually everyone thought he was attacking them because he would keep his claws out, but he didn't mean to keep his claws out. He was just messing around. Weirdo. We don't really know. He glanced down the slope to where they'd found Bumble dying. Do you want to see her grave? Her grave? Tom's sleek fur was fluffed out now, his eyes sparkling with disbelief. They buried her, Thunder explained. Greywing and the others. They were the ones who found her. Found her? I'll show you. Thunder headed for the heather and pushed through, following a rabbit trail towards the patch of land where Bumble had been killed. Why isn't the fishing game coming up? It died. Well, rest in peace. Rest in peace. Let me see if I can... Where are you, fish phone? I'm back. Aha! I fixed it. It needed to be refreshed. I caught a boot! A boot! Thunder headed for the heather and pushed through, following a rabbit trail towards the patch of land where Bumble had been killed. He heard branches swish behind as Tom followed. Here. He stopped as he reached the grassy clearing. The grass was still stained with blood. A mound of freshly dug earth marked Bumble's grave. Aren't they in... That's not the moorland territory anymore. That's the forest territory, supposedly. Fish doesn't work. Fish is in a command. I just used it to see if it would work, but it doesn't. Here. Oh. Yeah. Tom paced around the bloody markings, his nose trailing over the grass. Thunder watched him sadly. When they found her, it was too late to save her. Tom didn't seem to hear. He was murmuring to himself, I can make out. He darted to another patch. I can make out. He lifted his head, his eyes lighting. Badger! Is that what killed her? Thunder shook his head, sorrow for this poor dumb cat welling in his chest. It's fox scent, he corrected. It attacked her. She couldn't... Tom interrupted. There's another smell. He was sniffing a fresh patch of grass. A cat, right? A Tom? He stared at Thunder. Oh! He's not... He hasn't... Oh, wait, no. Never mind. That wouldn't make sense. Cut my brain... Yeah, never mind. I thought I was onto something, but I was not. Thunder's tail twitched. Should he mention Clear Sky? He'd been here after she died and before. Tom sniffed the grass again. I know this smell. It's that vicious rogue, right? The one that's been making borders everywhere? The one the other kitty pets have been talking about? Pain clawed Thunder's heart. My father? A vicious rogue? Maybe. Tom patted closer. Why did you mountain cats have to come here? You've been nothing but trouble. Even Turtletail. She came to live with us, then ran away carrying my kits. A sneer twisted his lip. Gross. Never mind. He sucks. Thunder showed his teeth as the Tom's stinking breath bathed his muzzle. She didn't just run away. Turtletail came home, where she belonged. You speak to the Lorax or for the Lorax? Tom growled. She stole what was mine. He began to pace, shoulders low, tail twitching angrily. And Bumble followed her, the mouse brain. He glanced angrily at Bumble's grave. She was worried about her, and it got her killed. He halted. His agitated gaze suddenly softened. Thunder watched him warily. This cat was forcing himself to appear calm. Why? You sound like you know Turtletail. Oh my god, he's a full-on abuser. His mew was suddenly as sweet as blossom scent. Thunder nodded cautiously. Will you take her to meet me? Will you take me to meet her? Thunder hesitated. Bumble was so worried about her. Tom pleaded, rounding his eyes. She died trying to find out if she and her kits were okay. The kits are okay, aren't they? They're fine. Thunder swallowed. He should leave before this Tom asked any more questions. Something wasn't right.
I have to go. Then you know where they are, Tom pressed. And Turtletail? Someone's waiting for me. Greywing would want to hear how the meeting with Clear Sky had gone. Will you take me to her? Tom didn't blink. She was very fond of me. I know she'd like to see me again. Dude, this guy's toxic as heck. I'll tell her I saw you. Thunder backed away. Tom's eyes lit up. Tell her I'm here. He sat down on Bumble's grave. Tell her I'm not going anywhere till I've seen her. Tell her I'll wait for as long as it takes. A chill rippled through Thunder's fur. Okay. He glanced up the slope. He could see the hollow in the hillside where the camp nestled, and felt relieved that swaths of heather shielded it from view. A dark sense of foreboding told him that this Tom shouldn't know where Turtletail lived. I'll tell her. He raced up the hill, plunging through the heather. He zigzagged, following the freshest rabbit tracks, hoping their dung would put Tom off his scent trail if he tried to track him later. As he neared the hollow, he imagined Greywing waiting. Excitement began to prick in his paws. Clear Sky had agreed to a meeting. There was going to be peace after all. I don't know about that. Oh my god, he's making him sound so sad. He's like, oh my god, Turtletail is my best. Because they're most talking on there. I bet he would be, too. Yeah, he was nasty. And Turtletail left because he was abusing her. And then Bumble left because without Turtletail, he started abusing her. So they both left because he was beating them up. And it's just like him. Actually, you know what? He was probably actually fighting. And then when he got hurt, he was like, I was just playing. Like stupid people are like, it was just a joke. And it's like, no, it wasn't just a joke. Like, you obviously upset me. Cats be cats! This guy sucks! Cats can be better cats than that. I thought I heard something vibrate. Weird. Yeah, that's the trouble. Yum, yum, yum. All right, I'm done. I think I'm done for today. Oh my gosh, I just saw my friend. Hold on. So sweet. Your neighbors are loud. Why? What are they up to? What are they busy doing? All right. Let us end for today. So I think I have to go shopping for some cat food or something like that. You know, nowadays. You don't know? You love warrior cats. Me too. Me too. All right, we won't we won't raid anyone. But we'll head out now. You've been here for a little. Hi, Sprout. Welcome. Welcome in. Alas, we are just ending. But it's nice to see you drop by. Hi! Sorry, I'm like distracted now that I'm not paying attention.
Okay, bye. Do you want to build a snowman? Come on, let's go and play. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. We used to be best buddies, but now we're not. I just wanna find out why. Bye, guys! I'll see you not tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Early tomorrow, maybe? I don't know. I have to see. I have a chiropractor appointment tomorrow. But on Friday, I'll be streaming with Dan. We'll be finishing Split Fiction. So that's nice. Bye! Bye, 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 bye.